watching this video from a man named Adam Howard Consulting. I think he's a therapist, and he talks about like, don't you think that people's like survival mechanisms are like why they have personality disorders? And I think that that's one layer to it, definitely. But there also comes something like like people like siblings can grow up in the exact same environment and live wildly different lives and have wildly different paths. And I think that one of the variables in that definitely is intelligence. Because, like, if you have, and I'm not talking about like intellectual intelligence, I'm talking about emotional intelligence as well, too. And, like, I think the ability to, like, discern as well, too. Because, like, there's people who can go through their entire lives and continuously hurt people and still wonder why. Do you know what I mean? Like, why are these things happening to me? Like, victim mentality, like, uh, clearly missing the point. Like, the point of living is to, like, grow from your mistakes and, like, go through them and only repeat them once, right? But, uh, there has to be, like, a level of awareness that comes with that. And all of these personality disorders that developed from survival mechanisms, yes, that is a part of it, but I think intelligence plays a part in it as well, too, because, like, uh you have to have the capacity to understand what you are doing is wrong. Do you know what I mean? And there is a level of delusion that comes with victim mentality. Like, it's a massive level of delusion. Like, why me? Why are all of these things like an external locus of control? Do you know what I mean? And if you're not, like, emotionally and intellectually intelligent enough to straight up say, hey, me, I'm the problem, it's me, and, like, do something about it, you will suffer the consequences of that for your entire life, and you will suffer. So, like I was saying earlier today, straight up, it part of it is like, yeah, I realized that at 34 years old I developed survival mechanisms that no longer serve me as a 30-year-old person. I didn't have to use those types of survival mechanisms at 34 years old, but I didn't know what to do. That's all I ever knew was those survival mechanisms. But what I did instead of what I should have done is I used drugs to cope with that, because I didn't want to feel, right? I've been the rock in the foundation of my family for so long, and I was, like, piling on so much trauma, so much trauma, so much trauma. And then I just, one of these days, was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. I take care of everybody else. I've never actually taken a moment to, like, think about what I need to do for myself. And because of that, I was like, I don't like this feeling. So what I did was do substances for it. I'm at a point now where I no longer use those coping mechanisms. Absolutely not, because, like, I've learned that authenticity and, like, self-awareness are what I need to succeed in life. But yeah, for sure, like, there is definitely, like, absolutely a survival mechanism aspect to it, but straight up, uh like, intelligence goes into it as well, too, like emotional and intellectual intelligence, life experience intelligence as well, like wisdom. Like, you cannot like you cannot grow as a human being continuously making the exact same mistake over and over again and saying, why me? Like, that is a huge problem with today in society, like, especially with like my generation, like, and the generation before. Like, absolutely. Like, I wouldn't say the generation before, I'd say, like, my generation, millennials, uh like, and then, like early millennials, you know what I mean, like late to early millennials, and, like, maybe Gen Z. We are the product of a generation that was transitional. We went from having our parents scolded for not watching us, yet they were not taught how to watch us and take care of us and supervise us. So we were left to go do whatever we wanted, but didn't know how, like, but suffered the consequences of a society where that was no long that was frowned upon. It was no longer socially acceptable. And, like, so I spent a lot of my life in and out of foster care because of that. And the way that my mother raised her children, which was like free range, basically I was allowed to do whatever I wanted without consequence, that ended up with me being apprehended multiple times. And there's trauma in that as well too, being like ripped away from a situation that is like healthy, and you gain attachments to people, and that happening over and over again. I think in the time that I was in foster care, from the age of 5 until the age that I was 8, I lived in 6 different homes. So that was traumatizing. And I went back to my mother one time in between, while she was in full blown crack cocaine addiction. And absolutely, of course, I had to learn survival mechanisms, and of course, they are going to manifest into personality, personality disorders. You know, like I'm straight up. I know what. Yeah, I am a poster child for personality disorder, or I was, until I had to say that I was the problem, and I need to apply the emotional and intellectual intelligence that I have to gain wisdom. I cannot run away from my problems anymore. And because I was one of the lucky people that have self-awareness, because I used to say, oh, I'm so self-aware, yet I do nothing with it. You know, oopsies. You know what I mean? Like the mood, you know what I mean? And that just got me nowhere but deep into addiction, to the point where I lived on the downtown east side of Vancouver for a year and was like selling my soul in other things as well too, to get by. And like that, I really had to like reflect on my behavior. What is this going to do? I have two choices. I can either like end this situation and I can grow and like take what I've learned and become the best version of myself, or I could die. Those are your two options out there. And I wasn't ready to die yet. I had a lot to offer, and I saw opportunity. Like I knew that this situation was not going to hold me back, and that I was not going to let my life be in vain. Because if there this like, you know, I believe in I believe that this isn't the only thing out there, but what if this is my only life? And I spent a huge portion of it on the streets of downtown east side in Vancouver. So if you have the gift of self-awareness, it is a gift and it is a curse for sure, but like you make that choice. Do you want it to be a curse, where you go around harming others and like blaming it on mental illness, or do you want to use your self-awareness for good? Because you can be a part of the problem and you can be a part of the solution. It just takes taking accountability. That is the first step. The first step to recovery is accountability.